I'm Emma, the peacemaker, the one who swoops in when family tensions rise, always putting others first. Like last Christmas, when I spent the day making endless batches of cookies just to see my parents smile as the fragrance filled the house. Surrounded by laughter, gifts, and warm embraces, I felt a flicker of pride until I caught my brother, Tom, rolling his eyes at the attention I was giving Mom. I've always sacrificed for them. I once missed my senior prom to pick up extra shifts at the diner, convinced that putting food on the table mattered more. It's been years since I felt that same warmth recaptured, leaving me adrift amidst the holiday merriment, a ghost in my own home. My house in Minneapolis felt so spacious and empty most days, filled with memories, but lacking the laughter I once thought would bind us. I found solace in cooking, coaxing smiles from my parents with Sunday dinners of their favorites. Roast chicken, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole. My heart expanded when they ate my food, but that warmth quickly waned like a flickering candle. Tom sat at the table, smirking at my efforts, occasionally dismissing me with a flippant comment. I should have seen the cracks widening, should have felt the icy tendrils of jealousy snaking between us. But I was persistent, always believing that love would triumph over all. As I went through my life, juggling work at the local shelter and family demands, I became masterfully skilled at managing expectations, shoving my own dreams aside. A little light in the darkness flickered when I finally landed a job as a social worker, something that made my heart race with possibility. The moment I spilled the news at dinner, a rush of excitement built up inside me. I saw their eyes shift. A shadow passed over Dad's face. It wasn't joy, it was confusion. Social work. Are you sure that's a real career, Em? My heart sank further than I thought possible. I wanted to disappear. Tom, as if on cue, leaped in. Yeah, Em, I mean, how much are you making? What's the upside? You really should rethink your priorities. Look at me. I mean, what kind of job is social work? I'm making bank. You could use some career advice. His bravado echoed in my mind, an incessant whisper that twisted. I felt the weight of disapproval pressing down, like an anchor pulling me toward the abyss. I thought family was supposed to lift you up. From that point, I was invisible, a flickering light in a house flooded with darkness. Whenever I went home, it felt like I was walking into a movie where I had no role. At family gatherings, Tom was always in the spotlight. He was the one with stories that made them laugh, accolades to brag about, the golden child. Each chuckle from my parents felt like a jab, each compliment to him a dagger lodged deeper into my self-worth. It happened slowly but inevitably. My parents stopped calling. I could count on one hand the number of times they'd reached out to ask how my week had been. I kept waiting for that call, that text that made me feel like a daughter. Instead, I got silence interspersed with moments when Tom graced them with his presence. It stung, like frostbite on a bitter winter's night. I spent countless evenings driving through the city, lost in thought, replaying moments when I was more than just his shadow, the afterthought, wondering why I even cared for their approval anymore. One day, while I was organizing a community outreach program at the shelter, a voice in my head whispered that I needed a plan, something to reclaim my sense of self, not just the scraps of their love. It all came together when an opportunity knocked. I received an email offering me the chance to organize a corporate retreat for Tom's company. My heart raced. Was this the universe handing me a lifeline or a noose? I knew it would be my chance to confront him, to do something extraordinary as a way of turning the tables. I wanted them to see me again, to feel the weight of their negligence. The day of the retreat shimmered with anxious energy. I stood at the podium, shaking slightly, my heart drum-rolling in my chest. I scanned the room filled with corporate giants, important faces, and there in the audience, my parents, who had shipped me off to the sidelines for too long. I forced the smile onto my face, knowing this was my moment. To the brother who always had enough time to tell me I was nothing but a burden, I began, allowing the tremor in my voice to resonate. And to the parents who forgot I was the one always lifting you up. Each word dripped from my tongue like razor blades, cutting into their complacency. The shock in the room was palpable. I heard a pin drop. Tom's smirk faltered, his mouth snapping shut. I could see my parents' faces combust with disbelief. "You've built your lives on my back," I continued, my tone steady. Every time I heard you cheer Tom on, I kept pushing myself deeper into the shadows. But I'm not a ghost. You've erased the lines that connect us. I leaned into my words. A colleague of mine stood, breaking through the fog enveloping the room. Emma, your project was a revolutionary success, she called out, standing behind me. Your effort, your dedication, it's been absolutely transformative. Your creative vision has the potential to redefine how we approach corporate culture. The murmurs and whispers cascaded over Tom's silence, each whisper morphing into a tide that washed over the family who had only ever seen Tommy basked in the glow of recognition I had craved for so long, savoring the expressions on my parents' faces. Tom squirmed, the shadows twisting around him as the realization hit that his precious reputation was vulnerable, anchored to my resurgence. With each passing second, they were witnesses to their faux world unraveling. As I finished, the warmth of clarity wrapped around me like a soft cocoon, filling every crack they had made. I walked off that stage as the applause echoed, my heart buoyed by a revelation. The most profound revenge had nothing to do with them suffering, but understanding they could no longer ignore me. No longer would I dwell in their shadows. I turned back just one last time, taking a deep breath as they caught my gaze. I saw the flicker of understanding in their eyes, the realization of their negligence, the abandonment that had morphed me into a stranger in my own family. I felt a quiet triumph swell within me, an intoxicating brew of pride and strength rising up from the ashes of my previous desperation. The applause continued to roll like waves crashing against a shore, washing away the remnants of my past. I left that room, that event, that family moment behind not with anger, but gratitude. The kind of gratitude forged in the smelter of pain. I knew my worth no longer rested